Conversations in the Car with Dr. Tori Love and
Coach Monique.
So, girl, I was talking to someone who claimed that they were intimidated by me, and I think I am so approachable. I'm so friendly. I'm so nice. How in the world would someone find me, you, intimidating?
You know, I get that same situation, and I don't clearly understand it, because if you took the time to actually ask me one simple question, you will understand that I am very approachable.
I am very approachable. I find you very approachable, and I've seen you as very approachable.
Yes.
In the same setting, I was very approachable. So we can have really great conversations with people. I don't understand why being poised or being us
Yes.
creates this feeling of intimidation when in fact it just requires approach and hello.
Yeah, I know
Hello.
that you and I both kind of carry like this essence of lady and sophistication, right? Which women should carry.
Could, don't have to, but I do.
Yeah.
You do.
And
we
so
do.
therefore, to me, it is what intimidates men.
How is that intimidating?
It's like they don't know what to say.
How about hi?
Yeah.
My name is, I find you amazing. I think that's always going to work for me.
Correct.
But after that, it's just a regular conversation that's going to flow.
Yeah.
It's not a proposal. It's not a, hey, let's go do anything unnecessary right now. It's a hello, let's see if we like having the conversation, right? Isn't that what a conversation is?
But it's the art of communication. I don't think that men understand there's an art of communication.
Well, the art of communication is simply saying hello and then waiting a second.
Correct.
Getting a response.
Yeah.
Then another response, and then another response, right?
Correct.
Isn't it back and forth?
It's back and forth like a dance. You know, it's like a dance. And I think, you know, men lead in dancing.
They do.
Right? And they understand that. But something about communicating with this beautiful, mesmerizing woman, they just hesitate. It's like they don't want to be rejected.
But it doesn't require rejection.
Correct.
Meaning every conversation is not a rejection.
Right.
The question becomes, what are you looking for at the end of the conversation? Maybe that might lead to rejection, but the conversation itself is the place to just spend time being. If you enjoy being in the conversation, more things can come from there. But if you can't be in the conversation, how can more come from that?
And I think, too, men need to stop having expectations. You know, we have expectations about when I see her, when I see him, I am expecting this. If you take the expectations down and just start a conversation and just let it be what it's going to be.
And being what it's going to be has to do with the, don't get me started, the whole Dr. Tori Love's about to slide out of here, because every relationship isn't easy to determine on hello.
Correct.
It's after you've spent some time talking. It's after you've spent some time investigating, hearing, listening for what's going on, who that is, what you guys have in common, what you both want. Then maybe that could lead to point A, point B, point C, or point D. But you can't go to any of those points if you can't get past the hello in the first part of the conversation.
And that's what they need to realize. They already at the end, not realizing there is a beginning stage.
And a middle stage.
Yes.
And then
we got to get there.
That's the art of conversation.
Yeah.
And I think it's a missing art. I think once upon a time, conversation was natural.
Yeah.
You could sit on a bus with someone or on a train or stand in line and be in a really great conversation because you didn't really have any expectations beyond the conversation.
Yeah. You'll be surprised because, you know, you and I are over 45. We don't give our age.
Don't tell people that.
Well, you know, I'm not giving the
Girl,
real
don't tell
age.
people that. I could be right there at 45.
But I've spoken to men recently, and they said that they still have a feel of rejection from high school and college.
I've just had a conversation with someone about that too.
Yes.
And I think if we shift our expectations, and I don't mean lower them, I just mean shift them to having a moment with a person that I don't know, that's new to me, who happens to be in the same place that I'm in for the length of time that we're there, and let that be it. And at the end of that, we determine if we want another one of those, another one, and then another one, which could lead to something else.
Because one thing about women and men too, you need to, for me, you need to spark my interest through conversation. That is one of my love languages, conversation. You need to, you know, get into my mind and And once we have this conversation going on, then you draw me in, right? And I think some men and some women do not understand how to even have intellectual conversation. To me, that is almost like the initial part of getting to know someone, or either foreplay. I would go as far as to say foreplay. It is handling my mind.
Okay, so now you're tapping into the intellectual foreplay book. For those of you who have a copy of it, I have 2 copies of it. It is a book that has all manner of conversational sentence starters, question starters, just things to talk about.
Yes, we need to me, we need to, and it's okay to even have that book when you're meeting someone for the first time. Let's say you set that date up and it's time for that date, bring that book.
It's a great book. It's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds
Like,
and
what's
hundreds
one of the
of questions. One of the questions is such as, tell me about a time in your life when you had to overcome an obstacle, and what was the obstacle?
Yes, love that question.
Easy.
Love
simple.
that question. You know, we can talk about our dreams and our aspirations and, you know, our mentors and things of that nature.
Where do I want to be 5 years from now? I know everybody thinks about that question, but you don't think about, how did your parents handle anger when you were a child? That's a really good question.
That's one that's going into like our, you know, psychology, our traumas.
Our emotions.
And is it okay to talk about that on the first outing, the traumas?
Well, depends. Not the traumas. No. I think the first conversation should be pretty general.
Yeah.
But I think as time goes on, rather than be afraid of what's to come, know that there are several areas of conversation that you can have.
Yeah.
And I think that there's stuff you can talk about related to family.
Yeah.
There's stuff you can talk about related to history. There's stuff you can talk about related to the future. There's stuff you can talk about related to recreation, sports. Did you know there are 17 areas of compatibility that you can accomplish when you're getting to know someone?
Yeah.
Because to have a long relationship or a long-lasting, happy one, you have to be able to relate on a lot of different levels. And you can't find all of that out on conversation number 1.
Right. But, you know, to go back to conversation number 1, I feel like we can come up with some acronym that we could use to help with this, to ease the ice. It's like an icebreaker. You know, you and I are coaches, so we understand we have to have an icebreaker part of the conversation. So then we can come up with an acronym to help men and women have conversations.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think that'd be awesome. Because we need to take the pressure off.
All right. So we're going to have a conversation, and we need an acronym, and we know that we need an acronym.
Yeah, need an acronym.
All right.
Yeah, so if it's, like, say the word dream. Okay. Let's use the word dream. Okay, so D could be something I had to do that I had to be determined. So that, you know, it's like conversation to me is like a story.
All right.
We just give many stories.
All right.
So D, a story about being determined.
Or something that I'm dedicated to. Like I'm dedicated to my family, or I'm dedicated to accomplishing this goal, or I want to really finish school.
Yes.
So that's a really great conversation starter.
Conversation.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, dream. R.
Maybe my biggest, toughest responsibility.
Ooh, now that would be good to know about. What are you responsible for, and who are you responsible to?
Yes.
Those are very separate issues, by the way. You're responsible for yourself usually, but you're responsible to keep your word to the people in your life that you've given your word to.
Yeah.
So
even resilience, maybe a time that you had to be resilient. I would love to hear a small story about that.
Okay. All right. Okay. So then we have the E.
The E. I think you should edify someone.
Okay, maybe
take the table off yourself and just edify someone. Maybe you're a mentor or somebody.
Okay, or some coach you've had in your life.
Some coach,
once upon a time, I had a coach who helped me do thus and so.
Correct.
All right. Okay, that sounds good. Dream. D.R.E.A.M. A.
A with the A. No. So A, I would think, since it's a dance, like an art of conversation, just be authentic. Truly be yourself. So, you know, so when you're being authentic, it means to me, is to be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable.
You know, the A also represents another thing that you can tell and listen for in a conversation. And one of those things is not just watching their authenticity, but watching their attitude.
Ooh, child, that's a good one.
It comes off in the first 15 seconds, in the first 15 minutes. And if you're out, you can hear how they respond to the people around you, or if something goes wrong, you can see the attitude. And that's a very important part of what you're listening for when you're having a first
But
conversation.
that's not going to come out on the first, because everyone's on their best behaviors normally.
Okay, well, save that.
Yeah.
Save that for later.
But that's still a good A, because anger is a one of those red flags that I look for. Yeah, I don't deal with anger very well. Yeah.
So then there's the M.
The M. Music that you like.
Okay.
You can always.
Okay, what's your favorite music? What do you like to talk about?
Yeah, jazz.
Listen to kind of music.
Artists. That can go well with the 80s babies, 90s babies, 70s babies. That was a very good one. Music.
Okay, so you can talk about music.
Yeah. Your fondest memories.
Memories. That's good. Yeah, just tell me something that happened that you remember from when you were 10 or 20 or 15 or 30.
Yes.
I just think conversation comes from within, and it's two people connecting. It doesn't matter where you're ultimately going. The real point is focusing on where you are right now.
Yeah.
Because now's really all we have.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen next year, next month, or even tomorrow. So enjoying every now, regardless of who comes into your space. And I do believe in divine timing, and I do believe that if someone comes into your space, there's a reason.
Yes.
Could be something you're about to say that could be life-changing.
We have to remember, too, that having the art of conversation and meeting a person for the first time, we don't have to put ourselves in a position where we think, oh, this is going to be my wife. This is going to be my future girlfriend, my baby's mother. We don't know. Like you said, everyone is a time, a reason, and a season. And so therefore, the first thing is hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
We're in the same
space. We might
space.
be business associates. We might be just a connection that we need.
Well, see, that's the other thing about relationships.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people think that all they need is that one good person and that's all they need. That is not all you need.
Yeah.
You need a village full of people to support the one relationship that you find yourself in. So if you have someone in your life who's really good at helping you figure things out and solving problems, or if they just happen to want to go to movies once in a while with you, that's a great person to have in your life. Every relationship is not for the bed.
Correct. It might be a movie date. It might be the game night.
Game night.
Yeah.
I have a concert buddy.
Hey.
It's time to go to concert. Really, what time, where do I send the money?
Yeah.
Just like
I had a vacation buddy.
That's cool.
I mean, a platonic, non-sexual vacation buddy.
I have
Believe it or not,
player buddies who like board games. I mean, we have to be willing to broaden our horizons and add people to our lives to help make our lives richer and fuller.
And if I want to have a good laughter, I know who I can call.
So it's been a delight having this conversation in the car. There's so many more conversations to be had. I hope everybody enjoys the conversations you find yourselves in.
Absolutely.
I'm Dr. Tori Love at lovelivinglife.com. Dr. Tori on Instagram.
I am Coach Monique, Girl Power Talk Therapy, God's Dream Girls, and it was an amazing conversation today.
We'll do this again.
Okay. Bye.